Of all the peoples in the world, among the most interesting and fascinating are the Filipinos. This documentary is intended to show the audience just a small portion of the daily lives of these wonderful people. We hope to show you just some of the many faces of the Philippines. The Philippines is an archipelago of over 7,100 islands, situated on the western side of the Pacific Ocean and lying on the Pacific Rim of Fire. It is volcanic and suffers frequent typhoons, earthquakes, and other natural disasters. Its people are originally from the Malay Peninsula, and although the Philippines is largely Christian, it is, after all, the largest Christian nation in Southeast Asia, the people still retain many animist roots. Belief in spirits and goblins is not out of place here.
My mother, since she passed away in 1991, the way she makes her presence, for me to feel her presence was through dreams, no? She makes me feel I'm being attended to, especially when I'm not feeling well. Like, I always dream about her when I'm sick.
The Philippines has, over the centuries, been invaded several times, principally by the Spanish and Americans. The British even had a short stint as colonists. The islands were discovered by Ferdinand Magellan for King Philip of Spain in 1521. However, at the end of the Second World War, during which hundreds of thousands of Filipinos died fighting the Japanese alongside the Americans, independence was finally gained in 1946.
We do have the best dive spots in the world. We're in the center of what they say as the golden triangle of diving, which is Thailand, Cambodia, and the center of everything is in the Philippines. So about a year ago, they just discovered around 7,000 new species.
One thing about the Filipino people is that we are basically warm. Even if you're a stranger, you could sense that the Filipino is warm.
Growing up, we were very lucky. We have very supportive and hardworking parents. That's why we made it through medical school. And even when we were just starting out our career as doctors, because they were still there to support us. And up until now, I guess when we go through rough times, they're still there for us.
The present-day Philippines is an amazing mix of people from many different backgrounds. There are tribal Filipinos alongside people from the cities who are as go-ahead as any nation on earth. The Philippines provides many thousands of workers for employment overseas. These hard-working people can be found in almost every country of the world.
I think the most important characteristics of Filipinos are being hardworking, resilient, and being resourceful. Despite poverty, despite limited resources, they can make the most of what they have. That's what makes a Filipino prominent internationally.
They love to gamble, and cockfighting is practically a national pastime. The population also loves karaoke and sport, especially basketball, which is all-consuming. In the main, Filipinos are a very religious people.
Take this, all of you, and drink from it. This is the cup of my blood, the blood of the new and everlasting covenant. It will be shed for you and for all, so that sins may be forgiven.
The Catholic Church features strongly in everyday life. Indeed, because of restrictions on birth control, mainly by the Church, the population continues to grow rapidly. They simply love a good fiesta and take every opportunity to celebrate, sometimes rather strangely. At Easter, for instance, there are several places in the Philippines where people undertake to be hung on the cross with real nails to celebrate the event.
There are also holy days like Good Fridays, Holy Thursday during the how do you call it in Tagalog? Mahal na araw? Mahal na araw. Yeah.
The new year can take on the appearance of a war. There are so many fireworks set off by rich and poor.
By having fireworks and firecrackers, they were saying that's a good welcome for a joyful and prosperous new year.
Since the country consists of so many islands, travel by boat is commonplace. Many thousands of people travel among the islands, not always as safely as one would hope. There are frequent disasters, often with great loss of life, but the folk accept their lot with good grace and a smile, even in the face of such adversities. Even in the monsoons, people can produce a smile. Other methods of travel include jeepneys, a modification of the old World War II jeeps left behind by the Americans at the end of the war. Jeepneys, tricycles, pedicabs, and latterly the metro are used every day. Driving is a nightmare, with very large traffic jams everywhere. Traffic is completely out of hand and jeepneys fight side by side with the latest Audi or Mercedes in the daily traffic chaos. It often takes hours to travel quite short distances in the cities. Travel in the countryside is, on the whole, a bit better, but still be prepared for potholes and bad roads, despite the fact that in the last 20 years, many new superhighways have been constructed.
You've given in to all these reckless dark desires. You're lying to yourself again.
Because the nation is, on the whole, very poor, crime is an everyday fact of life.
This was it was a stop. Then suddenly, the guy coming from the taxi driver itself opened the taxi. Then he pulled me what's the knife? Then where's your cell phone? I don't have a cell phone.
When the driver said the payment was short, so the criminal went to his pocket, took the knife, and declared it was a stick-up. So all of us, I think we were 7 on that jeepney, including the driver, and they all took our cell phones and also the driver's money.
Muggers and snatchers are commonplace. Bank robberies are a regular occurrence, and child beggars waylay you on the street. There are security guards at every turn. Even the graveyards and churches are guarded by armed security guards and fierce dogs. You get the idea that it is quite a dangerous place to be. Rich and poor exist alongside each other. Large houses can be surrounded by shanty towns. There was even a smoky mountain, which was a smouldering mountain of garbage on which whole families lived. Poverty doesn't alter the fact that, to the Filipino, education is of paramount importance. Family is also a crucial part of being a Filipino.
I really work hard because I want my parents to be proud of me, because I know that they work hard for me to have a good future ahead.
And if they cannot take care of their children, they at least try to make sure that they are cared for.
I'm Sister Maria Socorro Evidente. I'm the administrator here in Specialist San Jose. We accept from infants, even from birth, upon birth, until nowadays we don't accept big ones anymore unless they grow up here. and they never get adopted, so we let them finish college. But we have less and less of the bigger ones now. So we have more of the babies. As you have seen, we have around 37 babies from 0 to 18 months. And so we have the children and youth. Many of our children are already schooling also, so they go to school outside to our two Daughters of Charity schools, Santa Isabel College and Concordia College, while some are in public schools because they could not make it for the entrance exams of the private schools. And we have the program for the older persons. We have around 86 elderly here. Few men, more of female elderly. They are accepted here already as senior citizens. So we accept abandoned, neglected elderly from 60 years old up. We also have the program for children with special needs. Their special needs range from cerebral palsy, deaf and blind, and many other kinds of special needs. And we have around 56 of them.
Despite such obvious poverty in every corner of the nation, nevertheless the people are entrepreneurial.
My nature of business right now is a contractor of infrastructure project, dealing with government and private companies. I have met so many people, so maybe some connection. And I'm so lucky that they helped me build this company, and until now it's my company.
I'm the first doctor in the family, and it has been, I guess, it has also been like for a lot of Filipino families, it's always a dream to have a doctor in the family. So I really worked hard to become one. Well, my husband,
I came from family of doctors. I'm the nth doctor.
so it's not that special. I am.
Just a common doctor.
My main business is construction industry. Other small ones though, like the dive shops. We're operating a dive shop, and we're also operating some bars.
Small shops, sometimes called sari-sari stores, selling grocery items, are on every corner. The food in the Philippines is as divergent as the people. The Philippines grows rice in enormous quantities, and it is the staple diet for most of the population. Fish, chicken, and pork, in particular a roast pork dish called lechon kawali, are eaten, but always with a helping of rice. Sometimes the diet consists only of vegetables, especially for the poor. At the same time, all the fast food outlets, such as McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken, are on almost every street corner. Some dishes are peculiar to the Philippines. Balut is one such dish. This is a fertilized chicken's egg that is almost ready for hatching. It is boiled and then eaten whole, and is considered a great delicacy. Poverty ensures that nothing is wasted. We have showed you just a small smattering of life in the Philippines and the people who inhabit this vast chain of islands. Despite the very obvious poverty, the dirty streets and daily crime, the Philippines is nevertheless well on its way to becoming a nation to be reckoned with on the world stage. We hope we have given you an insight into the daily lives of a nation which is loved by all who come upon these very wonderful people.